Yo guys, it's Golden Boy here, hope you're all doing well. Today this video is going to be about Jin's while standing 2 and the combo variations you can do off his while standing 2. His while standing 2 is one of his most frequent launchers you'll be doing on Jin, so this is obviously quite an important video if you want to be mid-maxing your Jin. The reason I'm doing this as well is because there's some small tips or tricks you can do in the combo that can boost stuff like wall carry that will just overall improve the efficacy of your combos in a lot of situations. So without further ado, let's get this combo video started. So the first thing we'll be starting off is by showing Jin's while standing 2 staple combos. There's an easier one for a little bit less damage and a harder one for a little bit more damage. So we'll first start off with the harder one. So the combo looks something like this. There we go. So that's the first combo. So the second variation of the staple looks like this. It is worth noting that even though this one does a little bit less damage than the electric, it has a tiny bit more wall carry than the electric. So if you're a Jin who can do the electric variation of the combo, there's something you can add to this combo that will boost its wall carry, which will be useful on big stages like this stage, Hammerhead, and other stages when you're far away from the wall. Adding in this trick will massively boost your wall carry, and there's a few ways you can do it. So the most basic way I'll show first is what makes this a little bit more tricky is you need to do the electric quickly, but you can't do it too fast or you won't get the electric input because Jin wouldn't have fully recovered from the while standing 2 animation. So the way I kind of time it is I wait to try and see when the opponent reaches the highest point in the air, and that's about the time the recovery ends. So you hit the electric high up, and then that gives you enough time to dash in, and you can either do a 1 jab or a 2 jab. The 1 jab adds 1 damage to the combo, the 2 jab adds an extra 2 damage. So it's really up to preference. I prefer doing the 2 jab more often than the 1 jab, just because the 2 jab actually has a little bit of a lower hitbox than the Jin's 1 jab and a tiny bit more range as well. So as you can see, that boosts the wall carry quite a large amount because we managed to hit the wall pretty early on as well. We could have, combo would have traveled way further. This next variation does a little bit more damage than the jab one, but I personally find it a little bit harder to do. It's a little bit easier, of course, when the character has a bigger hitbox. For example, if you're fighting a male, larger males or Jack, and big characters like that, but it is doable on everyone. So the combo looks something like this. As we can see, the down forward 1 variation of this combo did 2 points extra damage, and the 2 variation did 1 extra point of damage. Funnily enough, if you do this combo with a 1 jab, it does not add on any extra damage, but it does still increase the wall carry. My suggestion is when doing this combo is do it with the 1 or 2 jab, because that is easier than doing it with the down forward 1, and the wall carry between the jabs and the down forward 1 is very minimal difference. So lastly, I'm going to be showing off the highest damaging variation of this combo. It's the most trickiest one to do as it requires something quite technical. It requires a micro dash into a while standing 4 that needs to be quite quick. So without further ado, I will show you this combo. So that's it there. That's the most damaging version and the furthest wall carry version. So as you can see there, it went for really far on Hammerhead. I probably could have maybe even landed it from where I'm standing now. So it does 78 damage, which is 5 points extra damage, and the wall carry is insane. A final note I'd like to add is that when you're doing the extra hit in these combos, it means from how the combos scale in Tekken 7, the opponent's going to be further away, and this means the back 3, forward 1, 2 variation will not work at the end of the combo. You will be stuck having to do back 3, 1, 3. So you have to do this, and as we all know, this will not wall splat if it's too close to the wall. So something to keep in mind when if you're ever planning to do these combos, if the wall's close, you do not want to be doing this wall carry variation because you're probably going to have to do something like the back 3, 1, 2 to get the wall splat. So that's just something to keep in mind that you're stuck as the ender as this back 3, 1, 3. So make sure you're doing it when the wall's far away, not when the wall's too close. So I want to wrap up this video by suggesting you don't always go for these combo variations as they're quite execution heavy and technical, but I'd also suggest you do take them to the lab and learn them, as this will give your Jin an edge over other Jins. My thought process behind when to do them is when you start doing this in the lab, you will get a feeling for when the combo is possible. You will get that feeling, I've hit the electric high enough in the air to know that the dash is possible. So that's the first condition. If I get a while standing punish in a match and my electric hits quite low in the air, I'm just going to go for the staple because it's not going to drop. But if I hit the electric high in the air, I might reassess very quickly in my head, should I go for this hard combo because it might do more damage or give me wall carry. So that's the first thing I would think about when doing this combo. The second thing is, you want to be doing it or viewing it, I would suggest, in a high risk, high reward combo. So you don't always want to do it as a staple because it's going to drop too often. But there might be a time in a match where you're like, man, this combo, if I can get to the wall, I'm going to kill this opponent with the combo or on OK. So then that may be a chance to risk doing this combo. Or you're just feeling your execution today, or you need to make a high risk, high reward play in a game to get a comeback. That's the way I would view using these combos. So I'll give a final demonstration of an example when I might try and go and do it. So an example would be, let's say I block Haichi's Hell Sweep maybe from something like this range in a match. So I block it and I go for the staple. You see, I don't reach the wall. Whereas if I go for the harder combo, about the same range, which is about here, I reach the wall and get the harder hitting combo. So that's an example where going maybe for this riskier, more technical combo does play an advantage over going for the staple. I'd just like to thank my subscribers and also apologize for my lack of content I've been creating recently. I have been very busy with university and personal life stuff and moving house, etc. So I have been quite busy. So I'd like to say, if you like this video, like and subscribe, and I hope you've learned something from it and you can incorporate this cool part of Jin's Well into your own game plan. Thank you again, and Golden Boy out.